What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to be doing a video on income statements, because I know this is quite a big thing with online business. And when I was getting started, it was one of the most difficult things that I could get my head around. First of all, because I wasn't that organized, and secondly, because it's kind of hard to fathom the thought of getting everything kind of in order for an online business the same way that you would for a brick and mortar business. So anyway, inside of this video, I'm going to give you an example template that I've been using from another YouTuber called Cloud something. What was his name again? His YouTube channel's just here. You guys can go check out the original video. He's got a blog. Yeah, Cloud Living. Okay, and yeah, I'm basically just going to take you through exactly how I use the income statement, and give you a potential link to and also give you a link directly to a shared host, so you can actually download it yourself and use it. Okay, so there's two types of income online. Now, when I started out, I didn't even know the difference between cash flow reporting and accrued income and whatever else. So I've actually got like a small little guide here that will explain it to those of you who don't know what it is. Okay, so for accrued income, it's income that has been earned and not yet received. So in affiliate marketing, you might have, all of this income that you build up inside of your affiliate earnings, and then you haven't yet been paid that. So you may want to record that data, so you can see obviously what you're owed out, and also obviously so you can keep record of everything, just of how much you've been earning from each particular vendor. Okay, and then you've got your cash flow reporting, which is your actual income. So this is after your expenses have come out, and then you've got left your actual income, so that's tangible of what you have in your hands that you can spend and whatever else. Okay, so first of all, if you want to set this to the year, right now it's 2019. With the original document, you couldn't edit this, but now I've made it so you can. So you can actually edit this and select the time and whatever else. So if you were to change the year like to 2020, this you can just change up here. And then, for this bit, you can select it and go to 2019 and select all the years on. Yeah. Okay. So that's how you do that. Now this, you don't need to touch any of this. The only time you would touch anywhere around this area is if you were to basically, and what I might do is actually protect all of these areas, because you don't need to touch this. So I'm going to set permissions on these, and I'll do all of that after. But anyway, what you would come in and do is you would just add like an additional row if you want to add further expenses. So here, just to give you a breakdown, is your affiliate earnings, your info product earnings, your physical products if you sell that, AdSense, or any type of other online income that you have. Now inside of here you've got each month, so this will give you the total for each month. So that's for each month, and that's for obviously info products. That will be the total inside, so that would be like AdSense plus info products will total there. So if I were to put 5 in here, you'll see, and then 5 in there, you'll see that changes to 10, which then gives you a year total of 10. Okay, if I were to add like 2 there, then that year total will change to 12. Okay, and then if I were to have any expenses, just say like 5 or something like that, then you can see that's 12, take away the 5, and then it will leave me with 7. And if I had like an expense there like 2, then again that would reduce it, and this goes red when it's in negative. So if you're in a negative, it will go red. Okay, so let's just change that back. Now you might have multiple different websites or projects, or different things that you're working on. So what the actual benefit of this income statement has is that you can track all of them inside of one actual income and expense sheet. So you can have project 1, which could be your first website, that could be your second website and third website. Then you've got accrual income and your actual cash flow income, so that will give you different metrics. Now I've also listed this down at the bottom, so you've got accrual and then you've got cash flow, so you can't get confused when you're using these tabs. Okay, so if we're to go into revenue, here I've already listed out all of the different dates and things like that. So, you know, like it's got the automated double click selection of dates. So you can select the date just like that. Okay. And what you want to do is don't like delete a cell and then you know, kind of double click and expect it to show up, because that's not how Google Sheets works. So if you wanted to delete something, you could delete it or you could press Command Z to go back if you did delete it. And if you wanted to input new data, then you just double click and enter it. Okay, so leave these templates here the way I've left them until you change these dates. Okay, so here, this will be the day of the month. Now, I have hidden some tabs here because they're pointless, but you've got the day of the month, so what day of the month it is, and then, you know, you've got the actual date here. So description, this will be a description. So if it was Amazon commissions or something like that, yeah. And let's just make sure that's all in the middle as well. Okay, so that could be Amazon commissions and so on and so forth. Then you put the amount, so you might put like £50, $50, whatever. And then what kind of income is it? Is it affiliate? Is it physical product affiliate? So you'd put affiliate there. And then Amazon associate, because you select the program of what it is, and then whatever project it is, so whatever website it is that received the commission. Okay, so if I were to do that for project 3, just say, if I go back here and I select a crawl there, then I can see obviously project 3, and then there it is. You can see it under February. Okay, so if I were to go back, I'm in the February date there. Yeah, and if I were to add something on the 16th of Feb, example payment, then we add like $15 or something like that, and then we add it to AdSense and project 3. We'll be able to go back over to that, and we'll be able to see it updated there. So you can see $65, and that's 15, and that's $50 as well. Okay, so if you were to go to cash flow, that's not in there because we haven't yet updated that. Okay, so this is cash flow here. This is how much you actually got paid. So where you're going to be pulling the data from for this is from your actual bank statements, so your PayPal account or your Stripe or whatever else. So inside of this one, it's a little bit different because you can select the date, but then you can actually also, once you enter the amount, you can select the source, which is, you know, affiliate income or whatever else, you know, where it came from. And then here you can select the account, so what account it came from. And you can add the transaction ID there if you want to as well. Okay, so I'm not sure how you can automate pulling this data into it, but I would say, you know, keep it as a manual input for the moment. And then you might have this as like, you know, I don't know, for example, Amazon earnings. Yep. Okay, so that would be Amazon earnings, and then that's for project number 1. So if we were to go over to project 1 and we go to cash flow, project 1, we'll be able to see that up in March. So if we go back over to that, that would be March. Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing that I went wrong with when I actually first started using this is the fact that I basically had an incorrect date in here. So this was set to 2017 from the when I downloaded it, and then from when it was first generated, and then I had the this set to like, you know, 2018. So what happened is it doesn't input the data. So if you get lost with it, just contact me on the YouTube channel, and I'll look at it and help you with your statements. Okay, so anyway, so this is like, you know, that's what you would put in there. So that's the cash flow. Now this is the expenses sheet. So this is going to record what expenses you have. So if you got like expenses, just say for example content creation or something like that, content, just say you select the category, what it is. So it could be link building. Now this is like specifically tailored for SEOs or affiliate marketers, what I've got here, but you can add to this. I'll show you how to do all of that after. You put in the amount, just say it was $15 for some content, probably some crappy content if it's that cheap, but content creation, you select that. And then the vendor. Okay, so you'll add the vendor in here. Now we'll have all of that set. I'll show you how to do all of that later. and then the project. So what project is it for? Is it project 1, 2, whatever? And your projects will have names as well, because these will be actual websites. And then what account did you pay from? Was it PayPal, Stripe, or your your normal bank account, personal account? What you can put all the details inside of that. So this is how you keep a record of all of your stuff. Yeah. So if I were to put that in, like, so that's $15 content creation. Yeah. So what you're going to do is go back over to your income statement, and then what you're going to do is select. What you're going to do is select. That was project 2, wasn't it? Project 2. Yeah, project 2. So we're going to go over to project 2. And there you can see it. That's the expense there. Okay. And that should show on both. Yeah, that will show on cash flow or accrual. And the reason is because the expense still remains the same. But you can see here you're in the negative. So this will show you if you're in the negative for a month. So if you're in like January and you're in the negative, it will show there, Feb, so on and so forth. Okay. So that's what that does. Now, I'm also going to show you how to set everything up. So that's the last tab, which is at the bottom. So if you want to figure out how to move between tabs, it's just this bottom area here. And this is how I'm switching between the tabs. Now, I've added some useful information inside of this. First of all, there's going to be a link to this video for you to use as a reference to go back and watch and learn how to use the tool step by step. If you never gathered everything there, okay, and you're like on the tool and you get stuck in that sense. I'm also going to leave a contact to me, so let me just add that in now. Okay, so let me just add that. If you wanted to contact me, you could do that down there, and then this is the last tab. So this is where you would actually add everything in. So really and truly, the first thing you would want to do is come to this in the first place, and then go over to the other sections of this. So I've given an example of how to edit the new year and things like that. So it would be that tab that you can see in here, as I showed you at the beginning of this video. So this tab, you're not going to touch that. Leave it. You don't touch that. Accrual and cash flow, just leave that alone. Okay. Now, in regards to this project 1, you can change this. So just say this was like, your website. You could say, whatever this the site is. So just say fitnessarms.com or something, whatever it's called. You could add that in. Okay. And what it is when you go back over to here, that's now going to be a selection there. You can see it there. Yeah. So I wouldn't put like maybe .com because it's coming up as a hyperlink, or just make it and not take away the link. I wouldn't want it as a hyperlink. So just maybe what you could do is just put like fitness site or something. I don't know. Whatever you want to put, it's just your reference. Then this could be food website or something like that. So this is like, so when you go back over here, it will basically give you these options. You can see like my spelling's wrong, but fitness and so on and so forth. Okay. So I'm going to make that wider so you can see that properly. So you've got enough space inside of this, yeah? Okay, so that would be like fitness site, so on and so forth. So accrual and cash flow, you're going to leave the same, and they're referenced down here. And then the next tab you would come to is revenue source. So wherever your money's coming from. Now, you don't want to just add new things in at the bottom. What you want to do is each time you add anything new in, you want to grab this and drag it from the bottom right hand, okay? And then you will add it in. So that way it will track everything that you're doing. Okay, so that's what you want to do. And then expenses categories, you can change some of these. I'm sure there's a few in there that you're not going to be using, so just change them to the ones that you need. And what will happen is inside of the expenses, you'll be able to see, all of these will basically, come up in your expenses. So wherever you're spending the money, you'll be able to see like, the expenses category. Sorry, this one here. It will come up inside of this. Okay, so you'll be able to see exactly all of the things that you've added inside of this, like virtual assistant or something like that. So if I were to change that, just say and just put VA. Then if I were to go back over to this, let's have a look. Sorry. If I go to here, And then you could go to VA. Okay, so that's how it works. Everything's synced in together. Then you add your bank account. So you might be with Capital One or something like that. I don't know. And then it's the same exact thing. Okay, so your bank will change. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's Capital One. Okay, so these are now wrong because obviously I've changed them and whatever else. But that's how it works. Now, what you can do once you're comfortable with all of this, and you can add all your affiliate programs here. So all of the vendors, the affiliate vendors, you add them in here. Okay, so these are revenue sources, and then these are affiliate vendors. Okay, so anyway, if you basically, sorry, you can see here, these are not just affiliate vendors, these are vendors in general. I'm so sorry, just made a mistake there. So these are vendors, yeah. So like wherever you're spending your money, and this is your affiliate income. Okay, so this could be like Fiverr and Upwork and wherever you're spending money. Okay, like the vendors you're buying from. And then yeah, so if I were to go back over, if you wanted to get a lot more advanced, then what you could do is basically, if you were in, just say for example, like these tabs here, you could have like project 3, just say for example, you could do like project 3. So you would select this on a Mac, you'd press Control and then click. Okay, and then data validation, sorry, conditional formatting. Okay, so then what you could do is basically select a color for each time like project 3 or something is selected. Say if it contains, text contains fitness site, just say, yeah. So if I were to have the fitness site, or however I had it, whatever that was, it might make it orange every time. So then you know exactly where your income's coming from each time you select fitness site. So you can see that. And then you might have like the next one, food website. Okay, but what you would need to do is basically drag that rule down for all of these. Now you might be able to do it a more efficient way if you're better with Excel and stuff than me, but this is how I know how to do it. Okay, so conditional formatting, and then that's what that would do. So that's I2 and then I999. Okay, so you can do it this way as well, like this, I999, and then done. Okay, so any one you select there, it will go orange. Okay, so now we know there's 999 tabs, columns, rows inside of this. What we can do is set one for food website as well. So if I was to set this conditional formatting, add another one, and then I999, and then text contains food, however I've spelt it, so it's web-based, food web-based. Okay, and then we make that yellow or something like that. So then we know like every time. So if we select that here, that's going to be yellow. Okay, so each time when you get the commissions, when you come back, you can actually take a look and see exactly how often you're getting commissions from where and whatever else, with the dates and all that stuff. But that's about it, guys. I hope that helps. I hope it makes sense. I know I was a bit all over the place with that. But this is how you can easily track your expenses. And you can see here, like fitness site, food website, it will give you different, statistics and whatever else. Okay, different pieces of data. So that one's like 50 and whatever else, and so on and so forth. Okay, so when you come back in, just those ones you delete those, leave the dates, don't touch the dates. Yeah, just leave them like that. Okay, and all of this stuff you can change it back to how you want it. So this I'm gonna leave without rules because I don't want to confuse you guys and stuff. Yeah.